Hello, my name is Simmer Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are going to be building a bar/lounge. I will make sure while I'm building this to include the requirements for both bars and lounges, so you can use it as both regardless of what you want it to be in your game. So for this build, you can kind of see in the house behind us. This is for my short legacy challenge. As you can see, that house behind us is Lorraine Miller's, and this lot here is going to be a lounge. If you have been watching my short legacy challenge, first of all, if you haven't been watching, we're only about 2-3 episodes in, I think, so lots of time to catch up. If you have been watching, then you know I keep saying that I want to build a lounge for Miss Miller to frequent that's closer to her house than the Blue Velvet in Willow Creek or the Rattlesnake. Nope, I don't actually think we've been going to Rattlesnake Juice, so never mind. I just wanted something closer to her house so that it was kind of like somewhere she could be a regular and, you know, something close by to her. So she's not like moving around going to different cities and stuff, so that she can practice her music. Anyway, so I did actually create a storyline-ish for this build. It's not really a part of our story, but I figured I was feeling a little creative and I decided to write a little story for this bar/lounge. Probably about the middle, maybe the end, I guess, we decided to name the bar, and we're gonna name it Nuisance. So here's the story. An investor believes that the new neighborhood of Newcrest would be a great place for his new project, a bar and lounge. However, before construction begins, residents of Newcrest voice their opposition to this new community lot, arguing that the lounge would be a nuisance to the neighborhood. We're going to say that Lorraine was not part of this because she would love to go to a lounge to practice her music. So she's not one of those residents opposing the new build. After much debate, the investor was successful in his pursuit, naming the place Nuisance to commemorate his victory over the residents. If you want to find this build on my gallery, it is there. My gallery ID is SimmerSky7, and this bar is just called Nuisance. You can find it under the #lounge, #get-together, because there is a lot of get-together in here, #bar, and #SimmerSky. So make sure you go check that out if you want to download this build. So, like I mentioned, this is going to be for our short legacy. Like I mentioned, the house behind this one right here is Lorraine Miller's house, our legacy founder. And I've been talking about wanting to do this for a while, but the reason I keep putting it off is actually because I didn't know what I wanted to do and what I wanted this space to look like. I find that with like residentials and houses and things like that, I'm generally better at coming up with a layout or a design, or, you know, finding some sort of inspiration, and I don't find that to be the same with community lots. I think that's probably because where I live, most of the shops and, you know, bars and restaurants and things like that are in like strip malls, so they're all connected to each other, so you usually don't have like standalone restaurants like this. As you see here, we're doing kind of like a little side area. I thought I wanted to include more seating out here, and at the in just a few minutes here, we're gonna end up deleting all of this space. I'm gonna decide that's not what I want, and I want most of the like hangout space to be on the inside, mostly because if I have stuff on the exterior of the build, then we're gonna end up with, you know, other patrons and people and customers coming to our lot here and then hanging out outside rather than inside, where they would listen to our girl play her lovely music and tip her. So I decided to get rid of a lot of this exterior, the exterior spaces here, so feel free to ignore a lot of what I'm doing. I'm also noticing that this is like really laggy. I don't remember the game being super laggy as I was playing it, so I apologize for that. So in this little space back here, this is going to become a like the employee area. I figure we'll have like an employee exit and an employee entrance. That's not going to be a wall. It'll actually be the chain link fence from the Werewolves pack. pardon that little jump cut there. I didn't want to make you watch me change my mind 4 or 5 times to figure out what this like front area was going to look like. So I just did a lot of messing with the roof line really, and our little platforms so that we can try to figure out what we were doing here. And for the most part, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to extend some of those back bits so that we can get more areas for like a dumpster and get an actual like entrance for employees. So that's a little bit bigger back there, but for the most part, this is what we're going to look like here. We will quickly get in some placeholders just so I can make sure that we have enough space for everything. We're going to get the bar here in front of this little flat wall. We are going to extend out the back just a little bit so we can fit in a bathroom between the bar there and then that back area outside. Over here is where I wanted to get all of the instruments. So of course we have a piano and a guitar and the microphone for comedy and such. We're looking for a speaker for the wall. Oh, and here we go. We're going to do some extending here so we can fit that bathroom in between the wall and the bar area. One of the things I have problems with the stereos, going back to the stereo that I just put in. First of all, why do all of those stereos have like individual radio stations or whatever they play? I find it really frustrating because like I don't know if I want blues or if I want, you know, carnival or classical. I don't know, and I don't know the vibes yet. So, and like everyone's vibes are going to be different, you know. So maybe I want to have the carnival, but you think summer vibes would be better. I don't know. I don't understand why they do that. It's really frustrating to me. I don't like it, but whatever. I digress. Anyway, so this is going to be our little exit. As you can see, we've got that little cutout there, and that is where we're going to get the dumpster. And yeah, so now we're pretty much going to just move into the inside. Some of the exterior we will finish towards the end of the build, but I just kind of wanted to make sure that we have enough space on the interior here to get everything. I really wanted to use like a big door to this bathroom, but I decided that it would look weird to have a big door next to the kind of small glassy door that goes out to the front, so never mind, I guess. We're gonna get in a couple of makeshift bathroom stalls because I don't like the bathroom stalls that come in the game. There's a little dumpster. I really like how this looks, even though it isn't like perfect, I guess. I don't know if you can use a dumpster yet. I probably should go back and play test that to make sure you can still use the dumpster. I'm fairly certain you can. Man, though, listening back to my voiceover, I'm either really quiet or these allergies are messing with my ears and I can't hear as well, so I can't tell if it's too quiet. I will turn it up. I'm gonna go ahead and make it so that my voice is louder. So if this is annoying and it's too loud for you, I'm sorry, but you know, my ears or my system is being weird. I don't know. Alright, so I just want to get some windows onto this little thing because it looks kind of silly, just blank like that. And I did delete the floor, so that's like, you know, a lofted ceiling, I guess. So all that light from those windows and then the glass floor tiles are also going to bring in a lot of light into that area, which I thought was kind of cool. Of course, we're going to get these little signs around, and I wanted to try to get one of these other ones in here. I don't usually use these. Granted, like I said, I don't usually build a whole lot of community lots, but I really don't use these signs much because of that. So I decided I would use as many of these that would fit in here and look good with the space. So alright, so we are now onto the interior and we're going to do the bathroom first. Like I said, I wanted the color scheme to be kind of dark. I find that a lot of the community lots, especially like bars and things that I want to build, I want them to be kind of dark, little moodier. I feel like that's kind of realistic to have more darker, especially like bars and lounges. I feel like a lot of the bars and places I go to, it's not very well lit. They're usually the colors, the lighting seems to be quite dim. The area seems to be like the walls are like black or a really dark color, so I decided to stay true to that. Excuse me here while I just copy and paste these bathrooms because I didn't feel like putting the toilet paper in every single one. Wouldn't recommend doing it that way because it was not easy. I feel like just putting the toilet paper in individually would have been just fine, but I didn't want to do that. So whatever. Now we're just looking to put something on this back wall, something kind of interesting. So we end up going with the Moschino stuff, little paintings there, and we'll just throw some more clutter in here, just that, you know, something's on this little space. Actually, I don't think I ended up putting anything there. I meant to, and then I decided I didn't want to. So this is a lot of light for these windows, so we are going to eventually get some covering on those, and of course we're doing dark floors, so we're going to go through and get some black wood onto the ground here, and then we're going to pick out a couple of little bar chairs. I wonder why you have to have 4 or 3. I think it's 3 that you have to have. That's such an interesting number to have 3 bar stools. I feel like it's very arbitrary. I don't know. So here we are, we're just gonna throw some curtains over those windows. I feel like it's really cool to do that. Like it feels very realistic to have, like, you know, lots of light coming in from those big modern windows, but then also to have some like dark shades over them. I feel like I've gone to bars and lounges that literally have like something similar to that little setup. In here we are going to get a little place to like sit down and a little coat rack. I feel like with bars, lounges, especially like anywhere where there's a dance floor or something like that, they usually have a coat check or something like that, so you know you could drop off your coats or what have you. I feel like it's also a really East Coast thing. I feel like most of the time that I go out here in California, I don't really see those, but usually on the East Coast you end up having like a coat check girl or like a little place to do all that, but that's not really so much a thing out here in California. But I do know it is a thing, and I didn't know what else to put this in here, so we decided to go with that. I really wanted something interesting here, like one of these like wall decor pieces, but I don't usually use these because I don't know what that is. So instead, we're going to end up going with one of those big billboards from I think it's Get Together. I'm assuming it's a Get Together pack. Oh no, I guess it'd be City Living. So we're going to end up going with this billboard. I sized it down one so that it would fit on this little wall, and I like it. I feel like it's very artsy and seems like something that would be in a bar like this. So we're also going to put a little table back here. I don't know what would go on it. But I didn't want to leave that space blank, so I put a little table there. Over here, we're going to have a couple sets of tables. Okay, we're gonna have a couple sets of tables, and then a couple more little like armchairs and love seats, so that, you know, you can sit and lounge at the lounge, or of course you could sit at the tabletops. For our seating, I used a lot of the City Living and Get Together packs. I'm fairly certain that all of the tables are I think all those tables are City Living. Nope, they're Get Together, and then almost all of the chairs and things are going to be City Living. I feel like they suit that like bar atmosphere, kind of funky furniture, I guess. Like those black chairs, I don't use those a lot in like my residential builds. I kind of like the light brown swatch that I believe the catalog has it as, but I really don't use those chairs often just because they're not necessarily my style. But I feel like with builds like this, they really suit the space. And honestly, kind of same with the rug we end up using here. I don't use these rugs very often. They're very geometric and funky, and they feel kind of like I don't know how to describe them. I guess I don't usually use those rugs, but it felt like a good time to do that here. As you saw, we just threw in the television, making it compatible for both the bar and for the lounge, so you can use it as both. I get the feeling for me I'm going to be using it as a lounge. I don't really see a difference between lounge and bar though, if I'm being completely honest with you, so you know, whatever. I'm looking at the bar settings and it says that you need at least 1 toilet, and this says I have 10 if I'm seeing that right. That's wild. I only have 4 toilets, so I don't know where the game's getting 10, but you know, whatever. I didn't put any pea bushes around. I don't know. I don't know. Right? That is just 4. Am I losing my mind? If someone sees the other 6 toilets that they think I have, please let me know, because what the heck? Oh, maybe because I put down the toilets on top of the room? It's showing up as more? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'll go in and play around and play test this and see what's going on here, because that seems very wrong. And then out here, we're just gonna get some more little seating things. I don't usually use this like table with the little fire thing in the middle. I really like these tables in real life. They're kind of cool. I think they're awesome. Like, you can put your drinks down and put your feet up still, but also get some warmth. I guess if you put your drink down or your food or something on the table, though, you could run the risk of having your drink or your food get hot. I don't know, whatever. So excuse me while I ramble on about nothing. But like I said, I wanted to get some more seating out here, so we're gonna go with, I believe, those the little love seat is from the Desert Luxe kit, and I think those little chairs that I just threw down are from Get Together, I think. I believe the stuff on the other side is Get Together. Those 2 little armchairs are Spa Day, maybe? I used a lot of packs in this one, and like a lot of packs I wouldn't have anticipated I would use, like Spa Day, but Spa Day's on the wallpaper in the bathroom, and I believe the flooring in the bathroom, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, for the most part, we're done on the interior, and so the rest of this is just going to be landscaping. I decided to keep the landscaping rather minimal, just because I didn't want to do a whole lot back here. But we're going to quickly change the color of that fence in a second, I think, because we end up going with the gray one. We're just going to put some plants back here, and I do something kind of different. I don't think I really have ever done it before. We're actually going to do like little makeshift planter boxes. So I'm going to take the short little the short fence that I often use for like a trellis or a trellis overhang, whatever. We're gonna do that, as you can see as I'm doing it now. We're going around and just doing little like planter boxes, and then we're gonna fill in the planter boxes with some brown to make it look like it's actually a legitimate planter box. And we're gonna do that for all of our little trees here, and then after we do that, we're going to just put some grass in it so it doesn't look like it's just kind of plopped down. It looks like it's actually like growing stuff, you know. But with that, we are pretty much done. We're going to go around and do a little terrain painting around the building so it doesn't look like it's just like sticking out of the ground. And then we're just going to add a couple more plants here. Like I said, this is pretty modern. So like obviously the building itself is very modern. So I didn't want to do a whole lot of landscaping and stuff just because I felt like it would take away from that modern aesthetic. So we keep it pretty simple. There we go. We're just going to change the color of that fence so that it looks a little better. The white kind of made it look like it misplaced. I don't know. We will mess with the sign for a brief moment. I really like how those look. Also, why do my wallpapers keep getting deleted? It's really bugging me. It happened quite frequently, actually, on the outside, that I kept having wallpapers get randomly deleted, so I had to go back and fix it, but whatever, I digress. We're just going to go around here with our little terrain paint, and then the last thing we will do is we will get some exterior lights out front. And the last thing I'll say is I really like the lights I picked out. I don't usually use them very often because they strike me as like community lot kind of lights. So I decided we would use them this time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to take off. I hope you enjoyed this lounge, and make sure you come back next Thursday for our next episode of my short legacy challenge. Thanks, sending all the positive energy, all the good vibes, and happy simming.